This is Easy Honor the Gith Inquisitor, where we take out the Inquisitor in the first round of combat. If you don't take out the Inquisitor in the first round of combat, you're going to end up with something like this, where he uses his Mind Tempest to basically make your chances to hit him between 5 and 20% if you're lucky. You'll rarely land a hit in this situation, so we need to take him out before we ever get this far. We're going to show you how to take out the Inquisitor with pretty much any party composition. If you don't have a Circle of the Spores Druid, you can just use Gale to raise some undead. We're raising 3 here, as you can see. We killed these guys just outside the captain's quarters. I usually like to kill the Gith leading up to the captain's quarters, starting with the back door, then taking out the vendor in order to get her items and gold, and then these 3. In the captain's quarter, I usually end up killing the captain and her wolves prior to going on to take on the Inquisitor. As you can see, these skeleton archers can do up to 19 points of damage with their bows, which is pretty good. And we're going to have Shadowheart cast Symbiotic Entity for some temporary hit points. Will is a paladin warlock. He's an Oathbreaker paladin. We're going to try to use Spiteful Suffering on the Inquisitor because it targets a Charisma save, which is his weakest save, and gives our whole team advantage on attacks. He's carrying Spiteful Menace, which is an invisible weapon, which gives him advantage on all his attack rolls with it.
Still breathing,
and reduces the critical by 1 when he strikes with it. I'm really quite nervous about this engagement because this is really where my last honor mode encounter ended abruptly. I was completely unprepared for the Inquisitor's legendary actions. I had no idea that was coming, and I really botched that battle. So we're actually trying to get as many things as we can in order to ensure that we don't die in this fight. We're going to activate Mage Hands everything we can to try to make sure we take out the Inquisitor in the first round of combat. In addition to our Warlock / Paladin, we multi-class Shadowheart as a Circle of the Spore Druid / Life Domain Cleric. And then we also have Astarion, who's not just a rogue, he's a rogue / ranger, and our Tav is a bard. We've given several of our companions Luck of the Far Realms, which is an illithid power. So when you make a successful attack roll against a foe, you can change the attack into a critical hit, which basically doubles the damage. And Will also has Great Weapon Master as a feat, so when he's attacking with a 2-handed weapon, he basically adds 10 to his damage when he gets a hit. It subtracts 5 from your attack roll, but that shouldn't be an issue.
Looking ahead, these boots have
I
seen
regrettably
everything.
had to leave behind Lazelle, who's a monk. She hits pretty hard. But I've decided I'm going to try to initiate a surprise attack on these guys, and Lazelle's not going to like that. So I left her out of the party. But I think we can take out the Inquisitor without her. Not sure how that's going to impact the storyline down the road, because I usually talk my way out of everything as a bard. I'm trying to decide which elixir to give to Will. I'm probably going to give him the elixir that'll boost his initiative by 5, so that I want to make sure my whole party goes before the Inquisitor. But the elixir of Hill Giant Strength will make sure he hits a lot harder with his smites, which will do more damage. But I really need him to go earlier in battle. He has 12, which is the same dex as the Inquisitor, so they both have +1 to their initiative rolls. And then for Astarion, I'm probably going to give him the Elixir of Viciousness, which will decrease his chance to crit down to 18 since he has the Undermountain King equipped.
Where am I needed?
You could probably take out the Inquisitor at level 6 pretty easily. My guys are level 7. Part of the reason I waited till 7 is because I was really nervous about this fight, having lost my honor mode campaign last time. And second, because a lot of my characters are multi-classed, some of their abilities don't come on till a level later than normal. But if you were just doing a straight playthrough without multi-classing, you could probably do this fairly easily at level 6 with any combination of characters. Just the main goal is to remember that most spells that require a save are fairly ineffective against the Inquisitor because he has legendary resistance, which basically means that he can add 10 to his save throws if he fails 3 times. So it's pretty hard to do things to him using spells that you might do to other Gith. My Bard does have gloves that allow her to bane a target when she hits, and there's no save for that. So that's one of the things I intend to do to him is bane him.
No time to dally.
The other thing to keep in mind is you really do need to take out the Inquisitor first in the first round of combat. There's a lot of online advice that says take out all his companions first, and they are easier to kill, but really I think that's a mistake because of his Mind Tempest. It's going to increase his AC. Even if you killed all of his companions in the first round before you got to him, he's going to Mind Tempest you and your party. So everyone there is going to boost his AC, and you're going to have yours decrease. You really got to get rid of the Inquisitor first. If you don't want to see this next part, which is just prepping, feel free to skip ahead to the next chapter. We're just going to be coating the weapons with Oil of Accuracy to increase our chance to hit. We're going to be blessing the party to increase our chance to hit in case the Inquisitor does start boosting his AC. We want to be able to overcome that anyway. I just gave my Bard a potion of flying so she can keep up with a Githyanki who can cast Misty Step and move all over the place. There's an interesting tidbit on how to break open a haste potion and cast it on 3 of your party members without using an action or a bonus action. We're going to use Shadowheart's reaction from her Spore Druid abilities. And we're also going to do an interesting tidbit on Falara Luve, which you probably won't get on any other video.
Let's get going. Let's get on with it.
Someone there?
Wits and blades, always sharp.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
What am I needed?
No one back home will ever believe this.
How delicious.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes. Delighted.
Watch your back. Subtle steps.
Never a dull moment.
Defender of the people.
What's next, I wonder?
Still alive, so that's progress. Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting
We're going to
times.
cast Falar Aluve on the group. Its Sing option is especially beneficial when you have a large party because it gives everyone within range a 1d4 bonus to their attack rolls. Falar Aluve is actually Drow phrase, and they would read right to left. So in English, we would say Aluve Falar, which means I leave you in the grave.
Keep your distance down. Just a try.
So I had no idea his parry attack would work on a ranged attack, but I guess it works on all weapon attacks, so that's why there's only 2 damage, because his parry ability reduces the incoming damage by 10. Now again, we want to use Spiteful Suffering to try to give all of our allies advantage on their attack rolls, which would give us a much higher probability of scoring more criticals. But it looks like he saved. So we'll use our 3rd level packed spell slots to smite the Inquisitor. And for those keeping track, that is 74 points of damage. Now these Mind Claws, the Inquisitor is summoning a part of his Honor Mode legendary abilities. He gets to summon 2 per round when he or his allies are attacked. They do 3d6 psychic damage. They're really a psionic weapon. And I'd really rather have them away from the rest of my party. And my paladin can soak up the hits, so I don't mind taking the hits. If they hit you, then the Inquisitor gets a chance to Mind Steal, which basically drains your AC by 2 and increases his AC by 1, which makes him harder to hit every time he's successful with these mind steals. So it's one of the reasons we want to take him out in the first round. And if he gets a turn, he can actually do a Mind Tempest, which allows him to do Mind Steal on everyone around him in a really wide range. Like you have to be outside the room basically to avoid being ensnared by this, and he just it'll increase his AC so high you won't be able to hit him.
Still breathing, despite everything. Well, so much for peace.
thanks to luck of the Far Realm, that turned into a critical hit, and that just did 34 points of damage. And he is done. I am just getting started with the Easy Honor series, so please remember to like and subscribe for additional Honor Mode battles that you can win with any party member. The whole idea behind this Easy Honor series is that anybody can really go through Honor Mode, and none of your allies have to go down in these important battles. So I'm going to use the Survival Instinct and Liquid Power just to make sure Will doesn't go down during the fight. It's probably overkill, but better safe than sorry. The rest of these guys only have like around 40 hit points or less, which is less than what we have at level 7. So it's really just mop up at this point. Pretty easy to take these guys out. I'm going to start with the warriors up top.
Let's end this.
These guys are still surprised. It's still the first round of combat. Maybe I could have talked to the Yankee and had a better outcome with Lae'zel and still won this fight. I was just pretty nervous because I've never won this battle on Honor Mode before. I'm going to use Shadowheart's Hold Person ability. Whenever I see fighter classes, they usually have pretty low wisdom scores, so Hold Person works really well against these guys. When I took out those 3 guys in the hallway that we turned into skeletons, I cast Hold Person on all 3 of them, took them out without them even having a chance to fight back. So, definitely a valuable spell in the crash. Darn, I just hit the skeleton rather than the raider. Oh well. I make lots of mistakes. Anybody can do this, if I can do it. I'm gonna get him wet just for fun, because if we can get all the way to Shadowheart's turn, we can do some double damage with lightning and have a spectacular ending to this fight, but we may not get there.
That should work.
Inquisitor Wargas was potent. We are impressed. You are permitted to look upon me. You are invited to kneel. Who am I? I am Vlad. And you bear that which is ours. But are you friend, or are you
I just killed her
thief?
Inquisitor. How does she not know what the answer is to this question?
At least you brought it back. It is a start. We will test you to assess whether you deserve reward or punishment. The astral prism. It is corrupted. There is someone inside. Their mind is warped, broken, a blight. They are an agent of the grand design, sent to sabotage the astral prism. Our last defense against the return of the Illithid Empire. As long as they live, the prism is compromised. Find the one inside and kill them. Be aware. They are not alone, and they will appeal to your trust. They are not to be believed. You must accept, refuse, and know my fury. Use the Planecaster's power to enter the prison. Be wary of the creature's lying tongue. Cut it out if you must.
So that's how you defeat the Inquisitor, taking almost no damage.